When we were doing the entrance, the time was up and he was not there.
No
You know,
way.
mostly people say women take too long, maybe
Yeah. To get ready.
To get ready. But for me, I was ready. I was at the
Altar.
place for the wedding, and
Yeah.
the groom was not there.
Okay, where were you? Why? Where were you right now? The ceremony is about to start. The groom is not there. Why?
Because
The people I was working with, these were the bosses of our pastors.
Okay.
So my boss was
big bishop, very big, archbishop.
I can say he was like the number one in the country.
Nice.
So
Wow.
he wanted to come, but according to him, he couldn't come and be part of a wedding that was not in a church building, in a cathedral.
Okay.
That's how he didn't come, and he sent one of his representatives.
I don't remember that they really made a list. They just
Okay.
People who attend the wedding, all of them came down to
the
reception.
reception.
Oh wow. Wow.
So we're talking about maybe there were more than 500 people.
500. To celebrate Valentine's Day, I decided to ask my parents about their wedding experience. And there were so many things I did not expect.
It was on a Saturday, the 4th, 1989. The sun was bright.
Okay.
No worries for being wet or anything.
Nice,
We
nice.
are in the equator, so it's the central of Africa.
Yeah. Okay, February is not a time where the rain pours uncontrollably. It's a time where there is less rain. So it was a good time.
Nice. And what time did the wedding start? So was it kind of like a full day at 10 a.m., 4 p.m.?
No, the wedding was to start at in the afternoon. Like around I think 2 p.m.
2 p.m.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is not really a church building. It's a university auditorium, but it was used as a church for the university chaplaincy, I think.
Okay.
We were having our church services there.
But it was not the church building. That's why your boss didn't come. He said he's not coming to perform a wedding in a building that is not a cathedral, because he was leading a big cathedral.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he sent his representative, actually, one of his pastors.
Okay.
So there were many pastors in the ceremony, actually, yeah.
Congo, where we are originally from, the wedding will take place in the church where the bride is coming from.
Yeah.
So any groom who want to get married will prepare himself to go to the church of the bride. That's where the wedding will be performed.
And the place was good, actually. It's a very nice place. It's a well-known place. It was a big institution.
Okay.
So, but it's, yeah.
And it was not even difficult to attend because it was on a main road, the place. It's not like the
good parking lot.
It had it had a good parking lot.
And also the same place of the reception was in the same
building, but downstairs.
Downstairs.
Yeah.
Nice.
And the reception was a good place too. Very nice.
Okay, so everything happened in one building.
In one building.
Okay.
Upstairs was the auditorium where we had the ceremony. Then after the ceremony, now people went
downstairs
in
for the reception.
For the reception. My pastor was to officiate the wedding.
And my pastor too.
And his pastor, because we were now coming, like two churches came together. But the people I was working with, these were the bosses of our pastors.
Okay.
So my boss was
big bishop, very big, Archbishop.
I can say he was like the number one in
Okay.
the country.
In the country.
Nice.
So
Wow.
he wanted to come, but according to him, he couldn't come and be part of a wedding that was not in a
a cathedral.
church building, in a cathedral.
Okay.
That's how he didn't come, and he
Okay.
sent one of his representatives to
Who
come.
was also one of the pastors. So
He was a pastor
we
too.
end up having many pastors. And,
Oh, wow.
Yeah, in the
Okay.
ceremony, yeah.
That's unique. So you had different people who kind of did the ceremony all together for you guys.
And
Yeah.
also our own parents are pastors, were pastors, so there were a lot of.
Oh yeah,
but they were not
our
the
parents
officials.
were not involved in the ceremony. They were
Uh-huh.
sitting like parents of the
Right.
bride and the groom.
Right.
But there were so many people that were involved.
Okay.
Some just prayed. The other one preached. The other one did the MC of the ceremony.
Nice.
And now many of them came to do the blessing.
The blessing, like a prayer blessing. Nice. Like a unity ceremony. I like that. So how many guests were at the wedding? And I know sometimes at weddings where you hear, oh, is someone a pastor Zobalana? Dog, it's the child of so-and-so who's getting married. So did you have even people that came that were not necessarily invited? What did it
Yeah,
look like?
actually, when we talk about inviting, it was very hard for us even to make the list of the people and to have the number of the people because
Right.
first these were two different churches, and I was among the minister in the church, in my church. So everybody, the men, the women, the young people,
They had to come.
they had to
Right.
come. There was this. We're talking about hundreds of people
Oh,
from
wow.
one church.
And I was a deacon
Deacon
in my
in-
church.
Okay.
And I was very involved in the
Involved in the
church.
church.
And this is like a university where
Yeah.
this took place.
Ah,
And
okay.
all these students,
And,
they had to come
Right.
for the wedding. So.
Let's talk about catering food. Okay, who took care of feeding all those people? Tell me a little bit about that.
I think both family came together,
Okay.
and both churches also came together.
Okay.
And
nice.
we had really good. I don't understand all the details who were in the kind of putting the whole thing together as to serve. But I think every group brought the food that was cooked here by the families, and then our churches. So I don't remember actually who was in charge of all the details of.
Okay.
You know, planning in those days were not the responsibility of one person. There can be one person in charge, maybe, of helping the bride to get the dress, and another person is in charge, maybe, of going and decorating the place. And these are not even people you will pay. Most friends will
Right.
come alongside, especially the bride, to help with many things. And also the church. I can say the church where he was pastoring made a lot, almost everything. Because even my dress was made by the church. I'm really wondering where that dress is. I've lost the dress when we were moving from Pennsylvania to here.
Yeah.
So, but I'm still looking. I'm believing that I will find it.
My church had a big impact on the national television of the Congo. So they sent two journalists with the camera
Wow.
to record the
Of the
whole
big
thing,
television.
Nice.
And then, and that one was good. But the photographer was a friend of ours who was a very good, I can say back then, professional photographer. Came with the good cameras and everything.
Nice.
But you know what?
He missed the
He
pictures.
missed all the pictures. So we don't, yeah.
Oh, my
All the pictures that we have our wedding
were taken by
Other
other people,
people.
not him.
yeah, especially your
Wow.
uncle actually
Yeah.
took some of the pictures. That's why we have the pictures of our wedding. But
Oh,
the real guy
wow.
was a professional. Remember, in those days we had to use a film that is negative inside. You take the pictures all the way,
Right.
and then they go to the studio and put that in the comical and things like that. So when they do that, they did that, and none of those pictures.
Oh
So
my
everything was burned down.
word! Wow.
Yeah, so we lost all the
But thank God the other people took
pictures.
pictures.
Right.
That's how we had pictures of our wedding.
Right. Right.
So
Wow.
since then, we have always said we have to have two people, at least two cameras.
Two
Make
photographers.
sure you don't miss it.
Also, the entertainment side. Who was in charge of music and things like that? How did that work out? Especially, was both of your churches kind of involved in that part?
Our church bought only the sound equipment,
Okay.
but her church were the one in place because these were their facilities. So
Makes
they
sense.
have to plan everything to have the DJs and the singers. My church brought all those equipment because we did have good equipment. We had the procession
Coming in.
coming.
Yes.
in. That's where an incident came because she was there, I was not there, and the people were like,
This is
Oh
before
my God.
the wedding.
At
They
the
were
at
the
the
ceremony.
ceremony.
ceremony. Because we have to go. Actually, that is the most place at the time people dance. The entrance.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
have to
Yeah.
do-
And when
Mhm.
you're entering and coming out,
Coming out.
Right.
that was the most time that people will dance.
We'll do dancing. Okay.
And
But when we were doing the entrance,
Mm.
the time was up and he was not there.
No.
You know,
way.
mostly people say women take too long, maybe
Yeah. To get ready.
To get ready. But for me, I was ready. I was at the
Altar.
place for the wedding, and
Yeah.
the groom was not there.
Okay, where were you? What? Where were you right now? The ceremony is about to start. The groom is not there. Why?
because the Bible says that God put Adam into a big sleep. That's actually I did sleep.
Wow.
The fact is that we worked too hard in planning our wedding.
Yeah.
Worked too hard. That's the real thing that made me to be late or to not be there. Because
He
I
was
very,
sleeping.
very-
He was
very
tired.
tired.
Oh, my
I've done a lot
word.
of things. But I said, okay, let me go to my friend's house and just have a little nap. And then I forgot.
Oh my God.
And he himself was too much involved in the wedding place
Yeah.
that he didn't think of coming to pick me up. And then they
We
found out the
waited
time.
and
the wedding.
waited
Said,
and
where
waited.
is the
Oh
guy?
my
People now
Wow.
were like, what?
What is happening?
How can a man be late
To his own wedding.
to his own wedding?
Now people are
Maybe
saying, with whom is he riding? And people said, no, we don't know. And then that brother reminded, oh,
it
you are-
is
he's
in
not.
my
At my
house.
house.
so that's how he went. He was not very far.
Wow.
He went and picked him up
Picked him
and
up.
Wow.
Yeah.
What a day.
So, our situation, we didn't think that it would be like that. But we were in the condition that made us change the date of our wedding. We were planning our wedding in April.
for April. But now the wedding was earlier
Earlier
than
in February
because
right.
we got a scholarship to go
to
the Bible
To school,
to
okay.
United Nations. So
to travel
we couldn't
abroad.
Right.
change those dates.
Right.
We had to change our wedding date.
Right.
So we have to rush everything.
To
Everything.
squeeze
To do
all the
everything quick.
things
We
that
have
we
to
had
travel.
Wow.
Our parents were not living in the same city with us. We have to go and to the place of the parents for the dowry, all those things. There were a lot of things at the last minute. I cannot say like earlier than what was prepared.
Right.
So that made us to be really worn out. I can say we were really, really worn out because of that.
But even if people don't have, didn't change the date of the
Right.
marriage or something, I will advise to go slowly and to get many other friends be involved.
Right.
Give them responsibilities that will lift a lot of weight from you as a couple. Because it's good to go on the day of your marriage being fresh, emotionally and
Right.
mentally,
Right.
so you can enjoy the ceremony and also enjoy the after time. Because can you imagine 20 days after our wedding, we were in the hospital. He was hospitalized.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, I couldn't
Not
really
even
cope
20
up.
days. It
No.
was 15 days after, 2 weeks.
Because I couldn't cope
Wow.
up. It was too
lot.
much.
He was seriously
I was
sick.
Yeah, I got pneumonia and things, so it was not
It
very
was
good.
not very
Wow.
good.
And this was just due that we took too much on
A
us.
lot.
I know that parents and friends, they were willing to help, but the whole thing was rushed. So that would make us to go through that. And at the same time, we're not only preparing for the wedding, preparing to travel abroad
Abroad.
and go and study to a new place we have never been. We don't know nothing.
Right.
So there were a lot of things in our
Yeah.
physically, but also mentally. It was really a lot of things to take on, and that's why I kind of was not able to take over. So it's, but praise God,
Right.
we took it. So our church has had a kind of tradition. The married couple has to leave the place of the party before midnight. So they have to go to their place of honeymoon on the
before.
same day of the wedding.
Okay.
So they had to stop the party so
Right.
that we can get out and go.
Right.
So it's you understand.
Interesting. Yeah.
Yeah. So it was kind of for them. The people were ready to stay there because there were enough food. The music was available. Everything.
Right.
I also wanted to know if they had any advice, especially for some of you who are getting married soon, or some of y'all who are thinking about it in the future. What are some things that people need to really think about? Because a wedding day, the entire experience itself is so much. It can be very overwhelming. It can just have so many moving pieces. So I wanted to know, what are some of their advices?
Find a way to even take some days of rest, like taking 3 days where you're not doing nothing.
Right.
I think that would be a great idea to advise many people. And also think of your date of marriage. Because as I said, for us, we were forced to get a date that will fit the other activities. But the good thing for us is it came like the date we were choosing were closer to my birthday.
Okay.
So our wedding took place on the 4th of February, and my birthday was the 5th of February. So since then, we celebrate both.
Both
By,
together.
yeah.
Okay.
And also, I will advise that before the wedding ceremony, for the family to meet and know each other. Because that will make even the relationship more secured. Instead of being just the two of you and excluding the families.
If someone is getting married, you have to really make sure that the people who care about him or care about her
Right.
get involved. They are the people.
Right.
Even if you have money to pay all the other services, but having your family, your
own
friends to take it like this is their own thing, it makes a big major difference. That's my view of the whole thing.
Because they will put more love in
Right.
everything they will do.
Very
than having
true.
just strangers who are coming
Right.
just because they're getting paid.
Yeah.
So
Very true. I love it. I love those advice.
Maybe
I love
that's
that.
for African, but I think it had to be done in every culture. Take time of prayer, take time to share, take time to have a marriage counseling, matrimonial counseling with the pastors. This is what we did. with both pastors, those
or even the people that you would choose.
as
Right.
yeah. And then, as I said, we were asked to be to our place. Then the next day we have to be at church on Sunday. No matter how tired you are. So
Right.
that's also a way to start spiritually
Right.
your wedding. So that you have to come to church, and the church have to introduce you to the church and say, we are happy to welcome the new weather
Right.
and this, and continue to pray and celebrate again. So you prepare spiritually by prayers and time to share with the people, the leaders and other people, but also to start your wedding with the real time of prayer. We did pray at home, but we went to the church that morning and have the Sunday service. And so that's how you kick off your life with the spiritual journey. Continue
Yes.
with that. Yeah.
For newlyweds,
For
what would
newly-
you say to them?
Yeah. The first thing I will tell them, marriage is good. And you can, how can I say it? You can succeed your marriage.
Right.
And second thing, you coming from different backgrounds. And your differences are not something to fight. Your differences are something very important to build together. Because if both of you are the same, then you will be boring. But if you are different,
Right.
see my hands.
Uh-huh.
You see how my left and my right, if I show you, look, because they are different, they can go together. And this will make them a little bit tougher.
Nice.
So for them to be different, it doesn't mean that they have to fight it. As we talk to my pastor, he always will tell me, what do you think? We have to do this. And I would say, wait, we have to pray. Both attitudes are important.
Right.
Because there are times where you need really to take a decision right away. And there are times you need to cool down, take your time before you decide. So both of our attitudes were useful in our marriage.
Right.
So I will tell them that their differences are something that will build a good marriage. They don't have to fight it.
Nice.
And what I would like to tell the newlywed couple, marriage is not a contract; it is a covenant. In a contract, everyone brings 50%. In a covenant, everyone brings 100%. So you give yourself completely in that, and you receive the other person 100% as the person is, and then you work on putting all those things, as she said, together, so that it can build, instead of 200%, it build another 100% of all that you have brought there. Of course, during the time of engagement, you see each other for a small period of time.
Right.
But when you get married, you really come to understand they're really the person. Because trying to say that I will know my fiancé or before everything
marriage.
Right.
is just it's not true. And the marriage is there so that you come to understand the person,
To know
exactly
each other.
how to know each other. So that discovery has brought a lot of problem and even friction in many newly
Marriages.
married. So yeah, it's part of it. When you see those differences, you don't know. I didn't know that you were like this. Yes, you didn't know. I didn't have an opportunity to make myself reveal myself to you this way.
Right.
So one of the things that makes marriage succeed is opening yourself to be known, to be safe, and not try to hide
Right.
who you are.
Right.
During at the time of engagement, yeah, sometimes everyone is trying to polish everything.
Right.
Not just because you are cunning, you are trying to hide, but it's natural, it's part of a human being. But now you are there. So what you're just discovering is not that the person is devilish. But that is now he's put in a condition that you can
everything about
the
him,
person,
right?
or about her.
Yeah,
Right.
so it's good that you take it positive. You take it positive, not just like there are people who really were bad that they hide some of the things, but most of the people you would try to discover many things. You'll be telling stories that came. The other person, now that is what you want.
Right.
This is what happened to you. I didn't know that when we were before the marriage. Yeah, you could not know the whole life of someone and all the stories and things. So take time and be patient with that. It may take the whole life to discovering more things on the person. So don't take it like, okay, I didn't know this. Enough is enough. So we're not compatible. We're not going to be together.
Maybe saying this, there is. I want to return a little bit back to advise those who are engaged that there are things that are very important in a relationship that each one has to know from the other one.
Right.
Like maybe if you had other relationship before, it's good for the other partner to know.
Right.
But you will not tell the entire life with all the details.
Right.
There are things that you will discover as you are married and spending more of your time together.
Right.
But for those things that are very important that can affect your relationship, those are things that someone else needs to know before marriage.
Right.
And there are many things that you will not know until you have your first child. Because a child reveals the parents.
Interesting.
Yeah, so it's even pregnancy itself reveals a lot of things. So that's why I'm trying to say that knowing the other person will be in the process.
Right.
And but everyone has to be intentional.
Right.
Not on just knowing the other person, but of revealing yourself to the other person. I think that is the key. You did it before the marriage. You tried the best to try to
polish it.
But now you have the opportunity to make that person understand who you are to the point that you become too mingled together that there are things that you will not try to say it. The other person will know already what you want to do, what you wanted to say.
Right.
So, and that comes with time. That comes with time. You will not know that right away when you are newly married. No.
Right. I love that. Thank you so much. This was such great information, great advice to our couples for sure. What are some ways that couples can connect with you? What are some perhaps some services that you offer to couples if anyone wants to reach out and just hear some more from you?
If you go to our website, bishopsonny.com, and leave a message, you can contact us. It's easy. It will not go to an administrator of the website. We get that.
Yeah, directly.
Anything that you want to tell us, we will get that and we will try to get back to you. And also, if people invite us to conferences, to activities, we can have a weekend with us, a weekend with the Sonnies. Then it will take time for us to know you better, to know how to ask any question that you can. And of course, we have written books.
One of my book is Love Never Quits. So you can find this book on Amazon. Read it and you will see that really there is no reason to quit. There are things you can do to keep your marriage.
Marriage is something that we like because we feel that we are in debt to help other people because our marriage is a blessing. We're happy and we talk about it as something that's great. It's beautiful, it's good, and success in marriage is good. And we have helped many people part of our ministry is restoration, to restore marriages that has been broken, that went through event, a difficult thing. We have restored couples that could have many years of divorce or separation, but came back because we feel like in Christ everything can be repaired.
Nice. Well, thank you guys for your time. This was awesome getting
You're
to know your
welcome.
story. And I hope many couples are inspired by this and they're able to share this content with others so that we can have more wonderful marriages out there in the world. Thank you again for your time. Say goodbye to the Sony.
If you need to be blessed, brought wedding also, we are there for that. We can do that. We do officially can do that also. We love you. Thank you. All the success is yours.
Thank you so much for watching this. I hope you enjoyed it. Make sure that you share with someone. Share it with a couple that's getting married or that has already gotten married. And thank you so much to my parents for doing the interview with me. I had such a great time doing this interview and getting to know their wedding experience. My name is Crayson Sony. I am one of Florida's top wedding officiants, and I am so excited for your wedding day. Thank you so much for watching this. From Cray Official Weddings, I wish you all a happy Valentine's Day.